We're in the front members' room of the AA on the first floor in Bedford Square in London. And I'm Rod Hayes. I'm the director of the Conservation and Reuse Programme, which I teach with Armandine Kassler and Amy Groundsell. And I'm going to introduce the work that we're showing in an exhibition in this room, the annual projects review that the AA. And I want to talk about the Conservation and Reuse Programme and the work that it's presenting in this exhibition. So we decided to show work that we carried out at Hooke Park, the AA's campus in Dorset. And that work consisted of 3 repair projects, which in term 1 we planned, in term 2 we designed, and in term 3 we implemented. So what you see on the wall is 2 large drawings. And the first of the projects is for the repair of a bench, which was built in 2019. It's a big 5-meter diameter circular bench. In the 7 years since it was built, it's begun to rot. And so what the students did was to remove all the rotten components. They also redesigned the way it met the ground to prevent that rot continuing. So they cut out some of the legs and replaced them with boulders taken from a river that runs through Hooke Park. In the second drawing, you see a porch on the main workshop building at Hooke. That porch was designed by Ahrens, Burton and Korolek and Fry Otto in 1980. The drawing shows clearly some areas of decay in the timber frame, in the transom and the mullion of that window, but also that the double glazed unit had begun to fail. So it was full of lichen and mold on the inside. So what we did was to take that whole window assembly apart, repair the timber, splicing in timber repairs, take the double glazed unit apart, clean it, reseal it, and put it back. So you see here kind of work in progress pictures where people are practicing kind of timber splice joints. And we learned how to do this on our first trip to Hooke by practicing with some of these sort of traditional Japanese timber repair techniques. And then the third project is for the roof of this big shed, which is, I guess, a fabrication workshop at Hooke. And the workshop was designed in 2012 by students on the Design and Make program. And the roof's leaking. And those leaks are eventually going to compromise the structure. So our aim was to devise a way of repairing the gutters and replacing some of the rusted corrugated sheet. That work hasn't been implemented yet, so we're only showing a model. But we have plans to try and repair that roof, either with this design or with another design that we develop in the forthcoming year. And then the last thing we did on the table are a set of texts, little catalogues that describe the essays that the students have written over the year. So there are 12 students in the cohort this year. It's the first year of the programme. And those 12 students have produced, so far, 4 essays each. And what we included was not the full text of the essay, but an abstract and an image so that students visiting the exhibition, potential applicants, anyone interested in the program really, could understand the scope. So maybe I could take an example. This is Danya's project for the afterlife of Ratcliffe-on-Soar, which is the last coal-fired power station in the UK. So she's speculating on how it could change. This is a project by Gianluca Gianfiglio, which is about how a palazzo in Martina Franca in Puglia, in the south of Italy, how it could recover its public identity and be a public palazzo again. And thirdly, this is a design project by Joe Heighton, which centres around bus stops in the village of Malden in Bedfordshire as part of a wider consideration of networks that are growing in that part of the world and networks that are decaying. This is a book about value and contemporary issues in conservation and reuse. This catalogue describes comparative construction and carbon awareness, looking at different vernacular traditions, looking at different ways of making throughout the world. The students come from 11 different countries, so it's been very interesting for them investigating their own traditions. And then module 4 is about understanding and assessing existing things. So that's really the most practical module, where we're investigating techniques for changing existing buildings, conserving buildings from a kind of medieval barn through to 18th century housing through to 21st century corporate buildings. If you come back in September, you'll be able to see the students' finished design theses.